Hello, this is Brendan Gavin, reading enthusiast and self-published author, and today I will perform a quick review of the Kobo Sage's writing experience. Some of you may have already viewed my prior video where I performed an in-depth review of the Kobo Elipsa's writing experience. In that video, I ranked the Elipsa's note-taking experience against 6 criteria. Now, the Sage ranks exactly the same in 4 of these criteria, so I won't retest them here. So if you want to know how the Kobo Sage ranks relative to, how fast it will boot up and into a write-ready state, the ease of transferring notes into a computer, the annotating of notes and documents, and handwriting conversion effectiveness, then please check out my in-depth note-taking review of the Kobo Elipsa that is linked below. So today I will review the Kobo Sage's note-taking experience relative to 2 criteria only. The first is the likelihood to lose the pen, and the second criteria is the note-taking experience itself. And I will conclude with my thoughts on who should buy the Kobo Sage and who should not. Our first criteria is, what is the likelihood to lose the pen? Now, as you can see, the 2 devices differ in size. On my right, I have the Kobo Sage. On the left is the Kobo Elipsa. For those of you who've seen my Kobo Elipsa in-depth note-taking review, you'll recall the fantastic way the Elipsa secures the pen using the cover that ships with the device and its friction and magnetic forces that locks the pen in place. The Sage does not ship with a cover at all, and you'd have to shell out another $50 for the Kobo Sage's sleeve cover. Now, I don't have the sleeve cover to test, but from what I can see of it, it does not appear to have anywhere on it to secure the pen. So in summary, there is nowhere to place the pen on the device itself, nor does it appear that you can place the pen on the sleeve cover. So unlike the Elipsa, this is a big fail. Losing the pen renders note-taking impossible. This fact alone makes me unable to strongly recommend this device for note-taking purposes. The last criteria is the writing experience itself. Here, I will listen to a paragraph from my audiobook and write the words as I hear them on the Sage and the Elipsa to see what difference, if any, exists between the 2.
Albert was a government-funded project, a quantum leap in artificial intelligence from all that Marcus had heard, that had been a mainstay on the police force now for about 18 months. That was exactly 18 months too many. The traffic light turned green. Marcus accelerated slowly while he flicked the lighter mechanism with one hand, lit the cigarette that hung from his mouth, and took a soothing drag before he cleared the intersection. His nerves relaxed immediately on the exhale. Detective Marcus, how may I be of assistance? Good go away, thought Marcus. That'd help. But there was no other choice. Humans no longer worked the intelligence desk since Albert's arrival. The state-of-the-art computer system was all he had to work with. Albert was a government-funded project, a quantum leap in artificial intelligence from all that Marcus had heard, that had been a mainstay on the police force now for about 18 months. That was exactly 18 months too many. The traffic light turned green. Marcus accelerated slowly while he flicked the lighter mechanism with one hand, lit the cigarette that hung from his mouth, and took a soothing drag before he cleared the intersection. His nerves relaxed immediately on the exhale. Detective Marcus, how may I be of assistance? Good go away, thought Marcus. That'd help. But there was no other choice. Humans no longer worked the intelligence desk since Albert's arrival.
So there we have it. As you can see, there is little difference in writing speed and the ability for each device to keep up with me. There really were only 2 differences between them that I can appreciate. One has to do with the size of the writing surface. Clearly the Sage is much smaller, and it means I run out of space faster on each line as I write. And the small size also means that I have to stop writing and turn the page more, since the page length is much shorter than the Elipsa. Correspondingly, these will reduce my ability to keep up with someone who is speaking, should I want to capture what they're saying. And this makes the Kobo Elipsa as the better choice for a student who listens to lectures or anyone who regularly must capture the spoken word. So there you have it. Why buy the Kobo Sage? From a note-taking experience only, there is very little reason, in my opinion, to justify buying one. The small screen size limits your ability to write fast and also makes things more challenging when creating more complex drawings. And let's not forget, the Sage has nowhere to securely place your expensive Kobo stylus. I'm sure there will be a third-party cover on the market that'll do a decent job, but likely nothing as good as the flagship's Elipsa's built-in friction and magnetic mount. Lastly, on the Sage, you will need to buy a cover and the stylus, since the Sage does not ship with them like the Elipsa. This adds another $80 US total to the cost of the Sage. However, I do think the Sage as a note taker does have its place. Imagine yourself sitting in a sunny meadow, inspired by nature, writing a poem. Imagine too jotting down ideas for a novel while staring at the Mona Lisa at the Louvre, or perhaps even capturing the high points of conversation while conducting an interview for your newspaper. The Kobo Sage is a great little device to do these things. It is much easier to carry around town and is less intrusive and less formal to pull out when you are speaking one-on-one with someone. In other words, its light note-taking ability and its ease of mobility make it much better than the Elipsa and other large devices like the Remarkable 2 or Apple iPad to accompany you on your next adventure. And when you add to it audiobook functionality and the comfort light for night reading, it represents better value than the Elipsa for those that rank note-taking and large screens much lower on their hierarchy of things they value. So there you have it. What do you think? Did I get it all wrong? Do you see the Kobo Sage differently? Please leave your comments below. And if you like this review, please consider supporting me by purchasing a copy of my book, The 13th Vote. If you like smart, suspenseful thrillers that delve deeply into the questions of our human condition, then you might like it. And it's only 99 cents on Amazon. Thank you again. See you soon.